Good day, everyone. Can we hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we
can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, that's nice. Okay, please, whoever. All right. Okay, so let's start first off. How was the task? Abi, what can we say about the task so far? Can we hear me?
Yeah,
All right.
Olani, you go ahead.
Yeah, as a beginner, I don't think
Twins.
that's so difficult. As a beginner,
Hello, Olani, you speak louder. We can't hear you.
okay, can you hear me now, sir?
Sorry?
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, as a beginner, we still have to struggle on some of these tags and syntax. And to be sincere, it has been very, very, very interesting. Doing those things, you get through some difficult angles where you have to come back to the group and ask questions. To be sincere, giving us this bulky task is like preparing us ahead. I really enjoyed it, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Okay. Okay, so uh, it's actually not an easy journey, Sha. It's not. It's you have to ask questions sometimes. You have to, yeah. Sometimes you ask yourself questions. Am I even supposed to do this? And all of that. So sometimes it's like that. And you just need to have that drive to actually move on and make that push, make that move, even though it's difficult. Yeah. Well, Suleiman, let me hear from you, Sha. Just can you hear me, Magaji? Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I think the person is not ready to talk yet. Can just move on, please.
All right. So okay. Are there people who have not submitted their tax here?
Yes.
Okay.
I submitted a half completed task.
Half completed. Why is it half completed? All right, let me.
Mr. Ogo, don't let us go there. It's a long story. Don't let us go.
Okay. So, uh,
Hello.
okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say I have not done any tasks. I joined the web front end track very late, so I haven't even done any tasks.
Why?
I joined in late, and the submission time was already very close. So like there was not just any time for me to do anything.
But I know
I,
we had a call and that was on. Yeah, we had a call. I spoke with you.
myself,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That was that evening when I thought we had a session where we talked about things that we wanted to move it to the evening Was that Friday? Well, I forgot.
You said you spoke with me. I'm thinking maybe that must have been someone else because I am originally in UI UX, right? And then I decided to join the web front end too late.
All right.
Um, hello.
All right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so the call you were talking
I
about,
can hear you.
is it the one you had with a group of us that were having issues?
Yes.
Okay, so that was me.
Yes.
That was me,
Mm-hmm.
Uriofe. I was the first person that
Yeah.
did that call. Okay. So I have a question
So,
based on your question that who has not submitted the task. I have submitted. I submitted the task before 9 p.m. yesterday. However, when I came on Slack, I saw somebody ask a question. No, made a comment that I submitted, but she did not make the site responsive. So I was
yeah.
I was taken
Okay.
aback because I did not do that also. I did not know it was required that we do that. So I did not make it.
Well,
I would like to ask if
all
it's
right.
included in the requirement that we do that.
No. Well, I don't responsive. We've not gotten to responsiveness. So for now, it's just build and let's see what you have. Let's see what you have. So let's just start from here. What were the issues you encountered? Anybody? I don't know. Does that answer your question, Orofe?
Yes, it does. I'll drop my hand now. Sorry.
All right. It's all right. Lani, yeah.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Lani. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. One of the uh, one of the problems I encountered the date tags, how we're going to access the date tags in the for instance, the last assignment that was given to us, we got an image, that
Okay.
is the menu image, the picture of the lady,
Okay.
and we want to
Yeah.
centralize the three. So I tried to put them in a div. I called it center center files. Yes, center files. So I think if I go to page justification and put and then assign a center to it, I think the three should move to the center, but they did not move, they just stood there. So, but some I did some, it worked. So I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know how did it work.
Okay. Just give me a moment. Okay. Uh,
Planity,
yeah.
you
Sorry.
can you share your screen? Let's see what you did.
Okay. I think. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, yes.
Screen share.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead now.
All right. Okay. So, but it's a lot of. All right. Can we see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So, this is. So some people say they have issues with this one. Okay, I saw in the chat. And then, but basically, this other one was not difficult or should not have been difficult. All right. So I does
No, Mr. Ogochukwu.
yeah.
Okay. He said he had issues with alignment in his work. So I was suggesting he share his screen so that we see the issue he had.
Oh, are you on your laptop? Who's there?
Larry,
Olani,
No, sir. Right now, I'm not on. I'm not on the laptop right now.
so well, I think we should just we just have to go on with something, sure. Suleiman, your hand has been up since. Let me. Okay. Suleiman, Ikemini. Is
Hello.
yeah.
Okay, I think for what the last person said, the alignment problem, I had it also. So I think I stopped at a particular point. It's
That's
didn't get
for this
for this.
one.
Yes. It wasn't coming to the center.
Oh,
So I could actually share my screen.
okay.
okay.
Can you
So
hear me?
do you want to share your screen now? Do you want to share your screen?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
could actually do that.
Mr. Ogochukwu, please
All
go.
right. Okay. Okay. Right, that's- All right. You can share your screen.
So this is what I have. I just actually stopped here because it wasn't all this two plus the picture and this, they were all coming to the center.
Okay. Can you see your code?
Let's see your code now. Let's see what you did. Mhm.
Right. Okay.
Go back to your
Sorry.
go back to your written one.
Sorry.
All right.
Go back to
Okay. Okay. So just expand it out, just so I can see. All right. So we have the. Okay. So like I normally say, you have um you have to take note of indentation when you're doing this. So you have a down. You have after your main content. Now you have a div, and then you have image, and it's extending beyond. It's coming out. It should be a child of this div.
Okay.
So you're supposed to adjust that so that, yeah, push one tab, press tab again.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, the H1 follows. And that would be plenty work. Just highlight it. Highlight image H2 up to your P tag.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Uh, all right. So what do we have here now? So we have this div, and then we have the image. So this div that is here now, the
Okay.
div that is after main content. Okay, so that is holding everything here now.
Yes.
Um, so just there should be an arrow. So can you click on that arrow?
Where?
At the div, just number 12. Just go to line 12.
Okay.
At the, yeah, yes, that, yeah. Click on it. Okay. Okay. So there are different ways to actually do it. To actually place this at the center. So um, give that div a class. No.
This div.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What class could I give it? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, give it a name.
Okay, okay, okay. Content.
Okay. So call content in your style.css. Okay. So you could actually use uh, text align center. So let's see the output.
Okay, mine is on auto save, so just
All right.
thank you.
Yeah. So you see that you use that method. Oh, what is drawing on the screen? All right. Is there any other concern?
No, not for now. Thank you.
Okay. Then- Okay. So Or, I find it hard to pronounce this name. I don't know. Orofe.
Yes, so
Do you have
you
a,
pronounce it correctly.
okay.
Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, I actually submitted the activity, but I had some issue come up while working on it, and I would like that you assist me with it. So do I go on? Or this for people that have not submitted at all?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Don't worry.
I said I submitted the task yesterday. However, I had
Yeah.
4 issues, like particularly 4 that I had to deal with, and I'm not too sure. So I just used guesswork and I put in something. So I'm asking if I should go ahead to mention them, or this is for people that are yet to submit because of time and focus. Like, do I go ahead?
Yeah, you can mention them if I'm able
Okay.
to touch them.
Okay, so the first thing is the 6 images at the portfolio. I noticed when you reduce the screen size, the one for the site that we were to clone, I noticed it reduces from 3. When it gets to a stage, it reduces to 2, and then when it gets to the smallest, I think that's the phone size, it reduces to 1. However, I was not able to achieve that. And then at some point I had to use, when I checked on Google, I had to use the CSS rule of I think overflow no wrap or something. So I would like to ask
Okay.
about that.
So overflow Nora.
No, oh, sorry, white space no wrap. That's white space no wrap.
So you didn't want it to break.
I did not want it to break, yes, because I noticed when it breaks, then it reduces to 2 images on one row, then 1 image, then 2 images, then 1 image. So I wanted it to be 3 at a go. Then when we get to the responsiveness, then 2, then 1. So I used the white space no wrap so as to avoid the 2 image, then 1 image, then 2,
So
then
did it
1
work?
again. It
Did it
worked
work?
at 3, but then it created an horizontal scrolling for me, and I had to start scrolling my page horizontally. Hello?
Give me a moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So this, well, so I've heard that, but so this is what is going to happen, Sha. We'll see if we can touch those issues, those concerns. You can just put it in the chat so
Okay,
that
I will.
I can take
Thank
note
you.
of that.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, so let's do a quick one. So I want to show this assignment, this particular activity. What was the hardest thing in it? Did anybody have an issue with this one?
Hello?
Hi guys, good
I know
evening.
this. Yeah, good evening.
Afternoon. It's so bad that I don't have issue with this, but I have a bigger issue. The issue is I
Okay.
never knew there was activity 5.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if you could help me resend them in the platform. Let me start working on it today. I thought I was done. I
It's
was
in.
waiting for the promotion. This when I saw her page about the biography. I don't know which of them was the biography. Is it the biography we're told not to use CSS? Or there is a new assignment? I don't know.
It's just check. There's a channel, task channel. You see all those
Tax
tasks
channel.
there. Yeah,
Okay, I'll do that now. So sorry for breaking it.
yeah, it's all right.
Okay,
All
that's cool.
right.
So, Ogo,
Yes.
okay, so I think it's time we move forward because we wouldn't want to keep the class dragging. Okay. So,
All
if your
right.
hands are raised, please bring them down. Thank you. So we'll just move forward to the assignments.
All right.
Are you prepared for that?
Yes, I am.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So I think I won't use code pen. I won't use code pen. All right. So let me open this folder. Um, next door. Okay. So this was what we had from the last class, and then the task we were given was almost this same form, but then this image is different. So I really this form section, I don't think this should be an issue for anybody. Abi, was it an issue for anybody?
Yes, it's an issue.
And that's Victoria. Okay.
Okay, yes. Please, that form side was really an issue for me. It's still an issue now because I've been trying my best. I don't know how
Okay.
to. I've been trying to arrange it once I display it on Flex. I want some parts to be on the right and then the other parts to be on the left. I've tried using a Flex direction, but I've not been able to
Okay.
get the exact template I need.
All right. So let's just we'll do something. This class is actually meant for revision for what's we've many of us, most of us have submitted. Only people that maybe couldn't meet up and all of that have not submitted. What we actually needed to do. So I'm creating a new file now. So I'll just call it any funny name, create.html. All right, so I'll do this. Hope we can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I could give it a name, sign up. So for now, I'm going to use another CSS file so that we just, so that we can just see. So I'll just call it styles. All right. So I'm going to link it here. So the way I normally do it, I would say the folder name CSS slash the name of the file styles.css. All right. So now we now have. So I'm opening this page. Open with live server. So it's empty now. Okay. So first off, I showed us how if you want, you need to understand this thing like we are arranging, you're trying to arrange a box here. So this box now, this is a large box. Now, let's say for instance, we want to put shirts and trousers. So you want the shirts to be in this section. You want the trousers to be in this section. Now, for you to do that, you have to know that, okay, so this is 100%, this whole box. And then I want, maybe I want the shirts to occupy like 60%. 60% of this. And then the trouser, that means the trouser will take the remaining percentage. Then, for them to sit down side by side, you have to do a display of flex. So display flex just arranges things side by side. Let's just do it. Let's just do it again. So I used an ID earlier, so I could just still use my ID. So Alt layouts. So inside here now, so we had the form. So the thing about positioning these things is just you understanding what goes, what comes first, what comes next. So if we want to arrange this now, definitely you know that this image, this section will come first before this other one. So this one first, this other one. Or you could actually start from the other one, but you just know that. So we could still start with, let's just say form section. So this is where my shirts will be, and then this is where my trousers will be. Imagine after writing trousers, image section. All right. So you see, this one is at the bottom. This other one is here. If I wanted the reverse, the image section would have started first, and then the form section. So let's just see how this comes out. I'm saving this. So in my styles.css now I'm doing. So first of all, you want to do this universal thing. Or let me not start from there first, so that we'll see where this thing is. So I will say, so use an hash when it's an ID. So Alt layout. And then this is the parent. So this is the one that you give display of flex. I said display of flex keeps things side by side. So the next one we have is the form section. Okay, so form section now. I'm giving this a background so that we can better see what I am doing. The background of red. Then I have image section. Yellow. Right. So when I don't put, I'm commenting this out. So this is okay. We don't have a height, so it won't show. So I'm giving this a height 30 pixels for now, or 20. When you don't put anything actually and just give a background color, it just stays that way. It doesn't even know what is happening. So you see what is happening here. So when you don't use flex and you're using a div occupies a block level. A div occupies a block level. So form section takes this topmost part, and then the other div now follows its image section. Now, notice that we have this space around this. There's a space here. So for us to remove that space first, use the universal selector. You do margin, and then you do padding. Right. So this happens. When I come back here now, you notice the space is gone. Then when you do display of flex, all right, something has happened. Something has happened. Let me put a content there. Let me just type boy. To see what happens. So both of them stay side by side. They are there, but because there's no content inside it, that's why it's as if nothing was there. So you need to give this a width. So this, if this section is for my shirts now, and I say I want 60% of it, all right. And then this other one, if this is 60%, that means this will be 40% to make up a total of 100. So you see, now for it to cover the entire screen, instead of using this height of 50 or 20 pixels, I just use 100 VH. 100 VH. So VH is the whole of your screen. So this is the first step. think I have that image here already. So I'll just do in my SRC now, I'll just type image and then this. I could an alt of logo or something. So you can see it here now. But then we want this image to be at the end. So coming here now, the logo section. So this logo section now, I will give it, since this is the parent, we need to understand something about parents now. When I say something is a parent, I mean it has a child inside it. If I click here now, you see that the parent stays, but the child is hidden. Can we see that? Can we hear me?
Yes.
we can.
Yes, I can.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
So that's fine. All right. So this logo section now. So I was talking about parents now. So parents. So this is a parent of the image. This form section has this as its children. This auth layout has all of this as its children. So that's why when I want to do a display of flex, when I wanted to do it, I had to do auth layout, display flex. And then here, the children now had to arrange themselves to fit the attribute of, I mean the property of display flex. So when we come this logo section now, I still need a display of flex. So I think we'll go in depth into flex at some point so that we'll understand it. So I want it to be at the far right. So I could do if so this form box now, this is where my form will be. So recall I said that now we have this first. So this name is actually supposed to be here. So I could just do that. I could just put a H1 here. I could just give it sign. Right. So here now. So you need to understand how your sign up form is. So like I said earlier, so we have rows. We have the first row, second row, third row, and all of that. Now we want we want this first row now. This first row has two children inside it, this and this. So for us to do that, that means we need a display of flex here. So we need a display of flex to hold these two items. And then we now separate them so that we'll have this gap here. So to do that, I gave a class form row. Now, form row now has a width of 100%. Inside form row now, we have two items. We have first name and last name. So I could just call that inputs box. So inside input box now, we have a label. The label basically tells you what that form is for. We have first name. And then after that, we now have the inputs type of text. So come here. So I have this. I think I can remove this, or should I? Let me remove the colors. It's looking so wonderful. All right. So my sign up, my first name is actually hanging. So, all right. I have this now. Now I need another input box. Now you see, because it's divs. So like I said, div occupies a block level. I don't know why I like dragging that. So it occupies a block level. So this is the first block. This is the second block. So I want them to be on the same line. So for me to achieve that, I will say styles, display, flex. Now, see they are close to themselves. Then I want my input box. So this input box now, I want this input box to be larger than this, to be wider than this, occupy more space. So I can just say I need a width of, if I say 50%. So let me inspect so that we see what is happening here. So I click on this. So this is 50% actually. So from here to here is 50%. From here to this place is 50%. From here to here is another 50%. All right. So let's see what is wrong with that, with using 50%. So I copy this. I do input now. So my reason for using the input is actually the tag name. So I'm selecting that particular tag. So what happens? Because it is 50% now. Because this is 50-50 for the input box. Can we hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All right. All right. So because we use 50%, now you see both of them are touching themselves. We didn't give breathing space. For us to fix that up now, we can reduce this to 49 or 48%, so that they are not touching themselves. Well, to touch themselves now, to still touch themselves. All right. So justify content space between. Did I miss something? Sorry, let me confirm. So input box 49%. Oh, sorry, this should not be here. This should actually be on the parent. So when you're justifying content, it should be on the parent, not the child. So you see, we have this space because it's 49%. So 49% means that, okay, 1% is out from this first one, 1% is also out from the second one. So we are able to have this space in between both of them. Then the next thing I want to do is, I don't want my input field to be very tiny. So I noticed that some people had very small input field. So you can actually give it a height. So I'm using 40 pixels for my input now. That is this. So that is form row. So that's the first form row. If I duplicate this, you see. So, but then the problem is that we don't have a space between each of them. And you can fix that by using a margin button. So, this is not it. So this is form row. So you just give form row margin bottom of maybe 20 pixels. So you see we have this space now. So let's do the radio button. So we had the radio button issue. Now the radio button is, so it's supposed to be gender. So I'm using this one now. Is it this one? Should be this. So now, like I said earlier, we have different types of inputs. So we have radio, we have text, we have color, we have date. So for this one now, you need a radio button, a radio, input type of radio. Now, see how big this is. This is like this because when you come here, when you come to input box in your styles.
Now this form rules.
Okay, so this input box now, we gave it a width of 49%. And then our input here, we gave it a width of 100%. Now, this 100% is affecting it. So to stop that from affecting it, because it's a radio button, we don't want radio buttons to be big like that. So what we can do is we can try to be specific with our inputs. But when I do this, I am actually targeting the type, the attribute which is type for the input field. So type is equals to, I put quotes and I say text. So I want this to affect only texts. You see? So it is smaller now. That's how a radio button is actually supposed to be. Now, you actually have this label, and you have mail. So I'll copy this. I'll do this a couple of times. Sorry. All right, so this is what we have. Okay, so if you notice, this is hanging. This is not really at the center. So there are different ways to actually handle that. You can either put this in a div, and then I could give this radio ETN. So I come to my styles and I have sorry. So here I could just do imagine top of 10 pixels. I don't know what that would be like. So you see, so that is that. So if depending if you're not okay with the level where it is, you could actually still push it down and all of that. Then I want to do this image part here so that we understand what really happened. So for us to get this image, I don't know if anybody had difficulty getting the images. So I click on this. Some people were saying it's in layers. Yeah, it can actually be in layers, but at this moment, at this point, you try and get the whole image. Is an SVG, so different pieces actually make it up. So as much as possible, you try to get it. There are different ways of doing that. You could actually come here. So here now, notice what is happening. It's different small pieces. So this is like a group of everything. The sign up here. When I select this, which is the group of it, and come to export. So you can export it as PNG, but I'll export it as SVG. So for you, before you start downloading, you could actually just say, let you see a preview of what you want to download. Then you click on export, and then I have this image here. So I'm going to my downloads. So I have this sign up. I'm copying this. Let me just cut it. I am coming back to my desktop, web page, image, and I'll paste this here. So I rename this. I don't like having spaces, so I could just have that sign up. All right. So coming back here now. Now this is not a background. This is an image that you just have to put in front. Okay, so I come to my create.html. So that means I don't have any problem. This form section is just on its own. I have to worry about the image section now. I can have a H1. And I say the H1 has, that's KodeCamp, right? And I don't know what I wrote. Okay, so KodeCamp. Then I have centered image, right? I have image. Then I call my image slash sign up SVG. So this is what I have now. But I want everything to be at the center. So I could just do styles. Inside styles now, I have so here we have image section. I can just come to my styles, find image section. I could just say text align and give it center. Let's see what that does. So it's at the top. So some people had this issue that the image is actually at the top. How do you solve that? You can just give it you can give it a padding top for the image section of maybe 200 pixels. So much. So you can reduce it to maybe 130. And then you just try and balance every other thing out. So I think that was the major issue there. Oh. Okay. Do we have any questions? Sorry.
Yes. What if you, okay, like I screenshot the image and then I uploaded it online. So I don't know if to fit this screen, like the width of the page, I will have to increase the size or something. Will it work that way too?
Okay, you screenshotted it.
Yes. And then I uploaded
You
it
didn't.
online.
You did not download it.
No, I didn't download it. I uploaded it online and then
So
I
that's
copied the URL and then fixed it in my HTML.
okay on CodePen. Okay,
Yes.
so well, the thing with doing a screenshot and all of that is when you download, you actually get the exact image how it is, and you're able to fit it into your own into the web page that you're building. But when you're doing a screenshot, you might not be very accurate. You could increase the image there by what you did. So that's the thing about that. You still have a question, or you're not clear?
Uh, I'm clear on that aspect. Now, where I got lost is when you were talking about, I don't know what you mean by form action. Is it what do you mean by form action?
Okay. You mean this action here?
Yes,
This one?
but there is nothing in between the streets.
Yeah. So this action here is, let's say for instance, you want after submitting this form, you want it to take you to a particular page per se. So when you have to put the link to that page in this action, so that when you submit, it just takes you to that form. that's what this thing is for. Oftentimes people don't use it. So you can actually omit it, or if you want to use it, you can actually use it.
Okay, so please just explain that form row and the input box. Just explain it. I think that's where this thing displayed flex.
Okay. So so what's the form row, like I said? So we need to understand, like I said, we need to understand parents. So this form row here is the parent of this input box, these two input boxes. So form row, I gave it display flex because it's the parent. So it's usually the parent that has the display of flex. So when I did that, I also gave it a percentage of 100. Now, after doing that, this input box, I gave it a width of 50%. So 50% and 50%. So that means, okay, I actually reduce it. So that means since this form row is 100%, divide the 100% between the input box 50, 50. I'm just going with 50 for now. So when I did that, this when I did that, you notice that it was touching, this side was touching this other side. So for us not to have that issue now, I had to reduce it by 1% so that instead of here having, instead of here being, instead of both of them touching themselves, I have a space. I have 1% space and 1% space coming out of the whole container, which is 100%. So this is 49. 49 plus 49 will give us 98. So we have, this is 2% extra. So because I want a space between both of them, I now had to do justify content. This is the content of input box of, sorry, of the flex, the parent. So it's actually the parent that you give justify content. So justify content space between. So that now gave this space between each of them. It placed this one at one end and placed this other one at the other end. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, okay. So I think I've been able to touch most of what we have. Does any other person have a question before we look at the second task? Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please, I just want
Yeah.
to ask the image, that SVG image, that is the image that
Yes.
contains that man standing close to the door.
Yeah.
How do I get? Should I use this margin what do you call it?
So
Margin top,
margin top.
margin right to make the space even?
Okay, so what I did was I just did a text align of center, which just positioned everything within this section in the center.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So I don't
text
need. So
align has that trick.
okay. So that means if I'm using text align, I don't need to use margin top, margin left, or margin bottom for this SVG image.
Yeah. Yes, it just positions your stuff at the center. It kind of makes it even, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Any other question before we look at the other task? All right. Promise, are you there? Hello, Promise. All right. So let me just open this, yeah. So this was what you were asked to build. And the bad thing is I don't have these images. Okay. So let's just look at it. So I'm creating another. What do I do? Let me create another folder. Okay, you want to? Okay, I think Promise will handle that section. I wanted to start from the beginning, but it might take a longer while since she already has most of this. So if there are questions, I'll answer them. So let her. So Promise, are you there?
Okay, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
So
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Okay.
Yeah, good
So
evening.
for the activity 5, do we have any issues with activity 5? Is there any section that is very tough that we couldn't achieve?
yeah, Victor.
Okay, sorry. The issue I had with that activity 5 was the menu, that 3 bars. Because I found out from the nice page, if you click on it, you have a submenu that comes up showing home and other tabs there. So I don't know how to go about that one.
Okay, and you attempted doing
Okay,
that.
right.
Yes.
Okay, for the menu, you need to know JavaScript before you can do that section. So you were not supposed to do that click event or that that click event. We're not supposed to do it, just the design, the way.
Yeah. So,
Are you
so
okay
like she
with that?
said, uh, yeah. So what she's saying is, um, so you're just supposed to do the design. You're not supposed to work on the functionality. Let's go step by step because it's already overwhelming for some people. Uh, there were a lot of complaints that it was overwhelming and all of that. So the functionality is a bit tricky. So I think it's focusing on the design. That's what we are doing now. Is that all right?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
All right. So promise you can go on. Or
Any
who has a
other
question.
issues? Maybe I should probably share my screen so that you see
Yeah,
the
Hi.
share your screen.
design.
Yes.
Sorry, I was trying to look for the feature to raise my hand, but I couldn't find it.
All
The
right.
portfolio section of the biography assignment. Uh, are we supposed to use grid, CSS grid? I wasn't very. I was still trying to figure it
Okay.
out. So I don't know if we're using CSS grid or there's another way, maybe Flex. I don't know if Flex can do that.
Yeah,
That's my question.
flex. All
Okay,
right,
we've
promise.
not done
Can we hear?
on CSS grid, but if you have if you understand grid very well, you can use that. Well, since that is what we've covered so far in this training. Can everyone hear me? Hello?
Very well. Very well.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Victor, I'm seeing your hand up.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
the
yeah.
hand is down.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Can you
good
hear
evening.
me? Okay,
Yes.
so I
Yeah, we
wanted
can
to
hear
ask,
you.
for the portfolio section, those images there, I noticed when you hover around them, it's kind of zooms in, right? I didn't really get that part, so I don't know if you'll be touching that also.
Okay, yeah. Let's go over the zoom image. Then let's just go over everything that we have here so that everyone will get to understand the whole design very well. So in our last class for this template, we started from the beginning and then get to a point, this portfolio section. We're supposed to do the portfolio. Then we left that as an assignment. So for these images here, by zooming in, this is what you could actually do. Let me open this in the live server. Okay. Okay, wait for it to finish loading. Okay, so this is what I did. I have a section in my code that has all the images I need for the portfolio. So I have this parents div image section. Then I also have another like a child div portfolio section. Then the portfolio section has this image. So in my CSS, I actually give that portfolio section a fixed height and then a fixed width, then overflow hidden, and then border radius 15 pixels. So what actually happens, what is causing that zoom effect is this transformed, which I added to the image. Okay, so if you want to achieve that, you actually give the parent div, which is the image, the portfolio section, a fixed height, width, then overflow hidden, and then just to have that rounded border, you give it border radius. I gave my 15 pixels to have that rounded border. Then for the image, I also give it the same width and the same height as the parent did. Then I gave it transition, and then 0.5 seconds is. So what is causing that effect now to zoom in is this transform, so that on hover, when you hover on the image, like when you touch the image, it will now have that effect. So when you add this to your image, transform scale 1.1, it will give you that effect. Do you understand?
Okay, yes, I got that.
Okay.
Okay, I got that.
Right. So any other section that looks a little bit complicated to you? Okay, Olani.
Yes, madam.
Your hand is up. Want to say
Yes,
something?
ma'am. Yeah, just a
Okay.
question.
Continue.
It's about this this color part. After the first image, you know, we had a section where we divided those
After
the first image. We'll go down.
This is the first image.
Yeah, let's scroll down, ma.
Okay, let me use
Okay.
this.
Hold on, ma. The Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram icon. When I did my
Okay, this.
yeah, that is these three. Or I did not see it except I changed the background color to red or any other color. So I can't see this those three icons. That is the first one.
Okay, so are you saying that when you change the background color to red, then you were able to
Red.
see
Yeah, so
the icons?
yeah, possibly the color of the icons I use are all black. Possibly the
Okay.
icons are downdated. So I don't know how I'm going to change the colors. That's the first. And the
Okay, so
second
here, can you be a little bit loud? I can't really hear you.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Okay, and the second question now is the part where the other paragraph, the collaborate with brands and agencies. The color also is white or true. I don't know how to change the color to yellow, and with dwelling elegance, do shutters and that. Those two colors. So those are my questions.
Okay, so I want to assume that you're having issues with color. Okay, so for this whole site, for this section where we have the black background, we set the background color of the body to black. Okay, while the text content, everything inside the body, the text, the icons, we all set it to white. So where you set your social media icon to red, you can actually change that to white so that it will become white, like what you have here.
No, madam, I'm trying to say that the background, the background color of this page is black. So when I change it to red, I'll be able to see the icons. But when I change it back to black, I won't be able to see the icons at all.
Oh, okay. So
It's
that means your icon is black.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I think so.
Okay, we are still saying the same thing. So what you need to do is changing the icon to white. But the question is, what did you use for your icon? Was it an SVG or font awesome icon?
It's a PNG.
You can't change that. If an image is in PNG, you can't change the color. So you have to search for a white, probably a white PNG icon, or you can use SVG or use font awesome to change the color.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Victor,
I have a
your
question
hand.
also.
Hi.
Yes, thank you. Looking at okay, the first question will be, please, is there a way we can? I noticed. I think you have finished your own page, another one differently from the original page and the one we did in our last class. Is there a way you can share your code for also we can compare with our own? And secondly, if you look at the original page, just after the first image, if you look at the text there, I think they are well arranged, like width to the borders to border. But when we were doing it the last time, when we used text align, it just arranged it somehow, not border to border. I don't know if you get the question.
No, I don't really get your question.
Look, yes, go back to the top.
Okay.
Just after your name. Just after the name.
Okay.
Yes, this text here. Exactly.
This one.
You can see that the article and the manner, they are like border to border like that for each line. But when we go back to the one we did in our last class, when we used text align alone, the one we did, it just arranged the text, but they were not aligned. I don't know if you understand. Can you go back to the one we did in our last class?
Okay.
Yes, you have seen it.
I think I get your point. Okay, so sorry. Okay, I actually use text align center here, which is not supposed to be centered. Is that what you want? Okay, so I use text align
Yes,
center.
exactly.
So in your own, you're going to use justify, text align justify to
Oh,
have that.
okay. Thank you very much.
I'll correct
And
that.
about the code sharing, I don't know if you can share with us the one you did, so we can compare with
Yes,
what we have done so far.
sure, I will.
Okay. So I don't know how we can get it.
To
I
probably be
will
on
share it
GitHub
to
or
be
something.
communicated to you after this.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Onye, your hand has been up.
Yes, so good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Okay. Please, I have my own issues plenty. After putting the images, even doing test align, the thing is not even aligning. When I push it to the center, it's not the center. Then when I deploy the site, all the images, I don't know what happened.
Function.
I don't know. And again, I noticed that when I deploy the site, the background color will just change back to white and it will not be black again. So I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. Well, we do not see what it looks like in your own end, so we can't really say what is the issue with deploying the app. So we actually cannot say exactly what is the problem.
Are you on your laptop?
Or did you use GitHub pages for deploying your site?
First, I used Netlify, but it didn't work there. And I used GitHub, still didn't work. I don't know what happened.
Sorry, let me come in. Onye, are you on your laptop?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So you said what are the issues? This portfolio section, this
No,
images
not
is
this
a bit.
one. No, not. I didn't even get to this point because the whole thing was giving me a headache. Time to submit was there, and I decided to just submit it like that.
So where do we
the
start
other
from?
one, the profile image, then
The one at the top.
yes, then that Facebook, and Instagram stuff, then the background color, all those ones, all of them, they are, in fact, none of them, I don't know what happened. When I push it to...
Let's go over this. Sorry, let's go over this. Set the color to black, the background color to black, and then the color to white. #FFF is the color code for white. You know that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Then after that, I have a section for the image. I have my image which is the hamburger icon at the top. Then my profile, then my image, my profile image, then my name, then I have the social media icons. All these are in one section. Let me just put them in a section. So all these are in one section. And that is what is displaying here. Okay, so that is what is displaying here. I'm sorry about that. I think I don't need to type in this. Okay, so that is what is displaying here. Then for the center alignment, I had everything covered in a div, which is the main content. Okay.
Yeah.
So everything is inside this main content. Then for the main content, I set it to display flex. For flex, everything you've set to flex will be on one line. But you can see that what I have here is not, everything is not on one line for flex. So what causes that is this flex direction column. If you have a display flex and you set flex direction to columns, it will break your contents down. And then I align item centered. Aligning item centered makes everything to be at the center of your page or of a particular section you targeting. Okay. All right. Then for the width, which is 80%, the 80% width gives me this space, like it doesn't cover the whole screen, the whole my whole screen. Just give me that width of 80%, and then having this space between. If I set it to 80%, then I'll be left with some space by the right. So to make it align center, to make it at the center, so that I have space just at the edge of my right and then my left, I now set it to align item center. So align item center brings everything to the center of my page. Then for other section like we collaborate with, and the social media section. Okay, the social media section is, I have a class about class for that. Sorry, for we collaborate with, I have about class for that section. Then I also have a title, about title for this section here, for we collaborate with brands. Then for the parents div, which is about me, for the parents div, which is about me, I set it to flex too. So let's find it in my CSS. Okay, I set it to flex and then give it a space of 100% using gap. So if you add gap to your flex, it gives you that space in between the first content and the second content. Then I justified a content space between, then set the width to fill in the parents div. Then for the child div, which is the about title and the about section, I gave it a width of 50% each. Okay, I gave it a width of 50% each, so that each side will have 50 and then each side will have 50. Then the sum of it will now be 100%. Then this is just straightforward, text align center. And then I have my portfolio, which is also displayed flex. Then for this other section too, you also need to set it to flex, set the parent element to flex, and then the child elements will have width of 50% each. So each of this section will have width of 50%. Then this signature is an image. You just take an image and then put it in your HTML file and it will work. So did you get that? Hello?
Yes.
We are with you. We are with
Okay.
you.
All right. Okay, so Onye, do you have any other question as regards to?
Yes, I do, because
Okay.
I tried checking and checking. Then I noticed that when you added your email, you did dot slash the image name.
Okay, so yeah, another thing you also need to check is your image folder where you place your image. Okay, so in my image folder structure, I have image img. Okay, then I have index.html inside my folder. So the image is a folder, the style is a folder. Then inside the style folder, I have my style.css. Inside my image folder, I have images inside them. Okay, so when you're trying to link your image in your HTML, you've seen that index is in the main folder, while your images are inside an image folder. So what you do first of all, you add these dots /, and then you call the name of the image folder, which is img, and then the name of the image you want to use. But then if you have this, your index.html in a folder, inside a folder, let's assume you have it inside a folder, and you're trying to link your image, you need to have a double dot here. It's like telling HTML, go outside that folder and then search for image folder. Then when you get to image folder, then search for an image with this name. Okay? So you have to look at your folder structure to see how you structured your folder, then you know what to do.
Okay, like I noticed that when I removed that dot and I push it to GitHub, that was only time the image showed. But when I put it back, it will not show.
Okay, when you remove the dots, the image shows.
Yes.
Okay, let me comment, sorry. So to avoid confusion, or if that dot is confusing, understand how I explained it. So if your image folder, your style.css folder are at the same level, and then your index.html is outside, it's easier and maybe safer for you to use just the image, the folder name, and then the name of your image, instead of confusing yourself, because sometimes when you push to GitHub, it can get tricky up there. Yeah. When you host a page, GitHub can be very selective with the path. So some images that you put there, it might not see it. So sometimes it's just safer that you just use maybe the folder name / the name of the image. So if that works for you, yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other? Promise you can go. Suleiman, you've had your hand.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, my own question is that's to do with uploading to GitHub. I don't know.
Sorry, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
No,
Yes.
we can't.
Okay.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear
Just come
you.
closer a bit.
Okay.
Wow, it's bad. Worse. Shift. Oh, sorry. Ah. Okay. Okay. Speak. Let's see. Let's see whether it's better. Ha. It's
Sorry, we
worse.
can't hear
We
you.
can't hear you.
Are you using two devices?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Oh,
Can hear you.
I was using an earpiece before. My question is about uploading to GitHub. I don't know. I've tried and tried and tried, but it's not really working. So I don't know if we can just try one and upload something so we can really see how this is done.
Okay, so for the GitHub, uploading to GitHub, there was a video made for that particular section. I don't know if you went through that video. It was uploaded on our YouTube channel and it was shared on the Slack channel too. Did you go through the video?
No, I didn't come across the video.
Okay, so please, you have to go through that video and then you'll be able to do that. I also want to ask, have you subscribed to our YouTube channel?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
What's the name of the video, please? So I could just check it.
Okay, I will share the link now so you can go through it. Yes. Okay, so I just shared the link on the chat so you can check it out. Then just follow through. Okay. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay. Does anyone have any other question or any other issues he wants to raise now? Because we are ending this soon. Okay, Sule, your hand is up. Please, can you unmute and then speak up?
Actually, I'm not seeing. Okay, I did not raise up my hand. Don't worry.
Question.
Hello. Hello, sorry, I've been trying to raise up my hand, but I don't know how to get it.
So I have a question now.
All right, Olani, can you speak up?
Okay, sir. The only question I'm having is, hope you are going to get a recorded view of this, because now I understand this thing in depth now, but I just need to review it because it's not easy. My head is it's about blowing up now.
We didn't get that. Can you repeat the question?
Okay,
Sir,
this recording, you can get it on you'll get it on our YouTube channel. Okay, that is how far we can go.
Hello, please, I have a question. I've been raising my hand for a while now.
Okay, let's take that. Let's take one more. Samuel.
Yeah, please, I'm so sorry. Mine is not a question, but it's a request. From Friday, I've been expecting the activities for the for this period of time, but I never knew when this biography dropped in. I'm kind of surprised to see this, and I don't know if I've searched through my Slack to get it, but I've not been able to see the assignment page. If you can please just repost it, then I start
Sorry,
getting my work.
Samuel, we didn't get you. Can you speak up? Maybe get closer to your
Can you hear
mic.
me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. I said mine is a request.
Okay.
The request, I did not know when the tax dropped in for activity 5. I've searched through, but I didn't see it. I've gone through everywhere. If you can just repost it, that's my plea right now.
Okay.
So I get it done.
If I get you correct, you're searching for where a tax is posted, right?
Yes, I'm just saying this today that there was a tax. I didn't notice it. I've been waiting for it since Friday. I did not notice. I've gone
Have
through
you joined the tax channel? Sorry. Have you joined the tax channel?
I didn't know there was a tax channel created. I didn't know.
Anytime. Tax channel. Then you join, you see all the tax in the tax channel.
Okay, I'll do that.
Promise, please. Sorry, please don't forget you promise to share your code. Just a reminder.
Yeah, I will.